Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. Thanks to all my subscribers who've helped me reach 4,000, another Slash Bash milestone. In our first story, we have a Choosing Beggar sister who wants financial help after losing her job, but she also wants to complain about the help. That usually works well. Let's jump right in. My sister smokes, not great to start with. On top of this, she smokes very expensive cigarettes where we live. Each pack is almost $10. That's pricey here. Cheap packs are like $4. Which I didn't really care about before when she had a job, because how she spends her paycheck, the parts not being used to care for her kids anyways, isn't really my business. But she quit her job. Laugh my butt off, yeah, during the pandemic, a month or so ago because she, and I quote, don't want to deal with that witch boss of mine anymore, and was coasting on the money she had saved. Well, now she's run out of money, shocker, and instead of looking for another job, she's instead going to try selling her car. But in the meantime, she's broke with no way to buy cigarettes. I don't smoke, so she can't bum anything off me, but our mom smokes, so sis could technically bum a couple off her, but she doesn't because my mom smokes those crappy, cheap cigarettes. Oh, she wants her brand of cigarettes. She's never heard the term beggars can't be choosers, it seems. So she's been in a pissy mood for a full week because she can't afford her expensive cigarettes, won't accept any cheap ones, and none of us are coughing up $10 to buy her a pack she'll blow through in maybe a week. But today I'd had enough of her witchy attitude and decided to do her a favor. I said if she would go through the Place A drive-thru for me so I could get us all some food, her kids included, then I'd help her get some gas and a pack of cigarettes. She eagerly agreed but rejected my offer to get her any food. And Place A wasn't open yet. It was like 9:30 a.m., and they opened after 10 a.m., so she'd have to wait till they opened. Then she sort of paused and asked if I really wanted food from Place A and not Place B, which is closer. Place B is legit right next to the gas station, while Place A is like maybe 2 buildings down, so it's still very close. I say no. I've been craving something specific from Place A, so she relents and says okay, and that she's gonna be sitting outside drinking coffee until then. So maybe 20 minutes go by and I go out to give sis a written list of what to get, cause she has a not great memory and will forget stuff. And I get close to the side porch door, which is open, and hear her complaining about having to go through the drive-thru for me to our mom. Just how I'm so rude for asking her to drive so far, and how food from Place A is just so flipping gross, and how she didn't even want to do this anyways. Well, I heard our mom tell her to be grateful because nobody else was offering to buy her food, gas, and her fancy cigarettes. Well, sis scoffed and started saying something else, but I walked outside and she shut up. My sister and my mom both had wide-eyed looks, but I reached down and plucked my card, which she was going to use to get everything, from her hand and just said, "Never mind, I don't want to burden you. I'll order through DoorDash instead," then walked back inside. She tried to call me back and say she was just messing around, but I ignored her. And when it was made clear I wasn't buying her anything or coming back, I heard her pitching a huge baby fit and our mom laughing and telling her she did this to herself by being ungrateful. So yeah, sis threw a fit and wore herself out before going and sitting in her car for a few hours to pout. I really had no issue helping her if she did a little favor for me in return, but I'm not going to help anyone who complains about said help behind my back. In story number 2, we have a choosing beggar who thinks stores are obligated to make him happy no matter how stupid his request. Long-time listener, first-time caller in this sub. Please be patient, I like to ramble. I used to work at a company that refills, remanufactures ink and toner cartridges. At the time this happened, we had 2 locations. Our third we had just closed down about 6 months ago, about a 30-minute drive from the store I was at. Now, because we were nice people, we were still taking care of anyone with a problem that came from that other store and gave credit where credit was due. At the time, we had a 90-day warranty for all of our products from our current store and 6 months for anything from the closed store. Most people were understanding that there was just not enough business to support a brick-and-mortar store and would just save their cartridges and exchange them when on their way to the main city when they could. In comes angry Choosing Beggar dude. I bought this cartridge from your other store and it didn't work, and a buddy of mine said you guys don't use the right inks. I want a refund for this cartridge and a free cartridge for this type printer. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. I don't know what your friend knows about this industry, but we have literally hundreds of different formulations of ink depending on the cartridge. Older cartridges take a very different ink than newer ones, similar to how there are dozens of different types of oil for cars, depending on weight and mileage needs. If you would like, I can see what the issue is with this cartridge and either attempt to fix it, or I can exchange it for the same type. Now, just a note here. We do everything by weight, so we know what each style of cartridge weighs full and empty. Also, we date all our refills so we know when they were done. This gives us a rough idea how long it has been since they purchased it, and this was our most common cartridge, so it probably didn't last long after it was filled before it was sold. This cartridge had a date 6 months before the old store closed. No, I don't want you to figure that one out. I want a refund and a replacement for my other printer. Do you have a receipt? No. Give me just a second, sir. I go to the back and check out the cartridge. Lo and behold, it is about 90% empty. I go back up front and inform the gentle sir. Sir, this cartridge is almost empty. I can even bring the scale and chart for weight to show you. I can't do a refund on this cartridge, but I am still willing to give you a replacement due to that store closing as a good faith gesture. Then he gives me this line, and the one and only time I had a perfect response came to fruition. You have the power to make me a happy customer. Just give me a refund and replacement, and I'll be on my way. Yes, sir, I do have that power, but I also have the power to know when making a single customer happy is not required or worth my time. Seriously? This is how you treat a paying customer? What is your phone number? I want to call the manager. Sure thing. Here is a card with our number on it. You're going to be sorry about this. I already am, sir. Choosing Beggar left in a huff, and we had a good laugh with the other customer that was in there that thought the guy was an idiot. 20 minutes later, I get a phone call, and who should it be but Choosing Beggar. Thank you for calling our store. Knob Jangler speaking. Let me speak to your manager. I am the manager. How can I help you? Choosing Beggar repeats his line about making him a happy customer. Yes, sir, and as I told you before, I also have the power to refuse. Why didn't you tell me you were the manager? You didn't ask, sir. Now, is there anything else I can help you with? I'm calling corporate on you guys, and you are going to hear it from them. You are going to be fired. Please feel free to call them and explain that you are trying to bring a cartridge that is almost empty from almost a year ago for a full refund, asking for a free replacement of a totally different cartridge without a receipt, and see what they say. Oh, and by the way, we are a franchise store, so all they would do is refer you back to us. Have a good day. I hung up, and surprise, surprise, we never heard from him again. Thankfully. Story number 3. Just wow. This is the craziest demand from someone couch surfing that I have ever seen. My mate who lost his job during the pandemic couldn't afford his rent, so I've let him stay with me until he finds something, and he sent me this lovely gem while I was at work. Not trying to be rude or anything, but can we move to a different house, away from a school? It's so annoying hearing kids shouting and screaming in the park when I'm trying to sleep. It's a pretty crappy area, and I don't really know why you chose to live in a rough place since I know you guys earn a decent wage. It's really messing up my sleep, and it's definitely causing me stress, which is why I'm not finding any good jobs. I'll find some places on Rightmove for you guys to have a look at so we can maybe view them on the weekend to see what's right for us. Oh my god. Are you actually serious or are you just messing with me, dude? This has been John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.